from suburban Cincinnati, Ohio, Cleves, Ohio to be exact, and Edgewater Park, this is the IHRA Summer Nationals. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Larry Newber. Drag racing has come a long way in the last few years, but a lot of advancement has been made just in the past year.
Bob, that's an understatement. When you look at the charts of the top ET times in history of IHRA, both divisions, Pro Stock and Pro Funny, you'll discover that 90% of those top 50 times, both divisions, have occurred in the last 90 days. They've been very fast this year.
The speeds may be just a little slower here this weekend because of the tremendous heat and humidity that the drivers will have to put up with.
Makes it tough on the engines, but I believe it's going to make the competition better. Those guys who've been streaking away way out front, they're going to be reeled back into the field. Could be exciting.
Well, they don't call this Edgewater for nothing. We're near a river, and besides that, this is one of the shortest tracks that IHRA competes on. With more on that, let's go to the third member of our broadcast team today, Marty Reed.
They don't call this Edgewater Park Dragway for nothing. We're at the outrun area, and just 70 feet from the end of the track, you can see is the Miami River. You've got two choices if you run into problems. You can try and slide into this sand trap, which hopefully will stop you before you get to the river. Or your second choice, as you're coming flying down the track at over 240 miles an hour, is to hit the bean field off to the left side. That's exactly what happened to Greg Lewis during qualifying, over 240 miles an hour when the car literally exploded into flames. The parachutes burned off the back. He had nowhere to go except either into the sand pit or over into the bean field. He chose the bean field as the car melted around him.
And Marty, we're happy to report that other than the inhaling of the burning fiberglass, Greg Lewis is okay. Now, back to today's action. Who are the favorites in today's activity?
Well, first you start thinking about Pro Stock, and one name comes to your mind, Lee Shepard. For the 12th time in a row, Lee Shepard has been the fast qualifier. He has been invincible also this year already in IHRA. Billy Meyer, quick time in Pro Funny car. He was the hottest driver at one time on the circuit, slowed down a little bit, but he may be in the running for championship here this day. Mark Oswald, he performs in front of the home crowd fans. He is the points leader. He would like to win here to extend that points lead.
And we will be back to begin our eliminations in just a moment as we cover the IHRA Summer Nationals from Cleves, Ohio. In the northwestern suburbs of Cincinnati, Ohio, Cleves and the IHRA Summer Nationals were ready to bring you the quarter-final round of the Pro Funny Car Division. Here are the qualifiers. Billy Meyer with the top qualifying ET at 5.795, Bernstein, Beetle, Poley, Oswald, Head, McEwen, and Southern. And here is one of the competitors in the first race, Raymond Beetle, the 40-year-old from Dallas, Texas, in the Schlitz Blue Max Ford Mustang.
Bob, the last IHRA meet at Milan, Michigan is being called the most incredible event ever. Lots and lots of new track records. As a matter of fact, the ET and speed records in both divisions were set and changed at Milan.
And his opponent is Tom McEwen, the Mongoose from Fountain Valley, California, 47-year-old driver in the Coors Chevrolet Corvette.
And Mongoose is fresh off of his best personal ET ever at Milan. He went 5.8. Now, we commented earlier, the speeds and times will be off just a little bit here because of the very harsh atmospheric conditions as far as the breathing capabilities of the engines go.
Earlier this year, Tom McEwen won his first victory on the IHRA circuit in 7 years with a victory at the Winter Nationals in Darlington, South Carolina. Right now, Tom the Mongoose McEwen is 6th in IHRA points. McEwen in the far lane and Raymond Beetle in the near lane.
Remember that Beetle has also recently announced this will be his last year. He'd like to go out with a big bang.
He is 92 and 36 in final round eliminations, and that's tops among funny car drivers.
It's going to be close, Bob.
And it looked like that Raymond Beetle put on a spurt there at the end and beat McEwen. There's the ET 5783, 245.23 miles an hour. And we'll see who has the advantage off the line here.
The tree up in the upper right-hand corner, the light on the left refers to the far lane, which in this case, of course, would have been McEwen. You can see that Beetle really got the advantage quite early on. He just held on. He sustained it through the top end.
So Raymond Beetle in the Schlitz Blue Max Mustang moves into the semifinal round with a victory over Tom McEwen. Well, of course, the Pro Funny Car division probably the most popular in IHRA competition, and Marty Reed is down with a closer examination of the cars that compete in this division.
The Candies and Hughes team is based out of Houma, Louisiana, but driver Mark Oswald is coming home, so to speak. Mark, you originally came from Cincinnati. This is a return for you.
Yeah, I did. You know, I've always lived here all my life, but this is the first time I've really had an opportunity to race here in the professional category.
A very difficult track, especially at the outrun area.
Yeah, the track looks like it's really coming around good. It just needs the volume of cars to be run on it, and I think it's going to be fine.
Let's talk a little bit about your car right now. You're the world record holder in speed, over 262 miles an hour. You're making gobs of power. Explain a little bit about this 2,500 horsepower machine that floats like a bullet down the track.
Well, the old Milwaukee Pontiac Trans Am, what it is a 125-inch long tubular chrome moly chassis. Up front, you have 19 gallons of nitromethane that the motor will use about 10 of. The rest is used for front-end ballast. A little further back, you've got the fuel pump, which is the main heart of the motor. 2,500 horsepower motor, which is 500 cubic inch. That's manufactured by Keith Black Racing in California. Behind that, you have the transmission, which is a planetary 2-speed with a reverser, which allows us to do a longer burnout and be able to return to the starting line. And it helps in the traction department to where we can really, you know, get the super fast elapsed times.
And then, of course, the fiberglass aerodynamic body made to streamline the machine.
Right, there's a lot of aerodynamics on this Pontiac Trans Am here that we've worked on this year. That has a big thing to do with the speed record that we set a month ago.
Well, listen, everybody in Cincinnati's pulling for you. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, I need it. Thank you.
Let's go back upstairs to Bob and Larry.
All right, thank you, Marty. Action about to begin here on the drag strip once again as the car of Jim Head is moved into position. Jim is a 30-year-old from Columbus, Ohio. This is the Jim Head Racing Dodge Daytona. Here's what happened in an earlier round, Larry.
Well, he's up against Ricky Bowie, and watch that now. He's got the win here in his hip pocket, but he obviously has some problems there as Head comes across the line. He's had a major problem with the engine.
And it is a major problem. There is Jim Head slowing down after that run, and there is the problem, to be exact. You can see the head is completely torn away there by a malfunction in the engine.
So when one of these powerful drag racing engines explodes, it's just dramatic, and Head is one of only 3 people who has ever gone more than 260 miles per hour, so you know that they turned the horsepower out.
But the crew has done the job, and Jim Head is ready to go again. He is 8th in IHRA points at this point, has been racing for 15 years, but this is his first season behind the wheel of a Pro Funny car. He has been competing the past 4 years in the Pro Dragster division, which was eliminated this year by IHRA because of falling number of machines. And his opponent is Kenny Bernstein, the 39-year-old from Dallas, Texas, in the Budweiser King Ford Tempo.
Yeah, Head's got a really tall order. This guy is tough. He's been around a long time, and he's feeling very confident and very racy here this weekend. Head apparently still does not have that car completely back together, and they're a little late coming up to the line, Bob.
Well, they have a certain amount of time to make it to the staging area. And Jim doesn't even get off the line as Kenny Bernstein goes down by himself. I don't know whether they had problems with the car or whether he just chose not to run. But at any rate, Kenny Bernstein wins over Jim Head.
Well, you saw one of Kenny's crew members come up and motion to him to move up to the line at the staging time had elapsed, and Kenny, in somewhat of a gentleman nature there, was holding back a little bit, giving Head's crew a chance to perhaps finish their repairs, but it was time to go, and the crew member told Kenny to take off, and the tree lit up.
Bernstein, who won the Milan race that we saw earlier on ESPN, moves into the semifinal category. We'll be back with more Pro Funny Car quarterfinal elimination in a moment. Back to the Pro Summer Nationals in Cleves, Ohio, and we continue with our quarterfinal elimination in the Pro Funny Car division. And this race matches Billy Meyer, the 30-year-old from Waco, Texas, in the 711 Chiefs Auto Parts Ford Mustang against Mark Oswald from Cincinnati, Ohio. Billy Meyer has more IHRA career victories than any other driver his age. First national event victory came back in 1974.
Well, this should be a good one. These two guys are going head-to-head right now for the points championship. By the way, Jim Head's problem that last round just a $2 water cap, preventing it from going to the barrel part upwards to a value of $25,000 to $30,000 in the engine. $2 part kept them out of the running. But back to this race, this could be a tremendous one, Bob.
As Marty told you earlier, Mark Oswald is a hometown boy from Cincinnati, Ohio, and he holds the IHRA miles per hour record of 262.39 miles an hour. That, of course, set at Milan, Michigan, back in July of this year. There's Billy Meyer getting his car ready to go.
Well, Meyer was really on a hot streak about a month ago. He had started out slow in each of the last 2 seasons, but has come on very strong as the weather has gotten hot. He's number 1 in dollars won in IHRA for 1984 with over $72,000 already pocketed, and that's in just 4 events.
The old Milwaukee Candies and Hughes 1984 Pontiac Trans Am in the near lane with Mark Oswald, the far lane, Billy Meyer from Waco, Texas. Quarter final round elimination Pro Funny cars. Off the line, and they're even down the strip. Oh, and it looked like that Oswald nipped Meyer just at the very end of the drag strip. There it is, 5.807, 255.68 miles an hour for Mark Oswald.
Bob, I think it may have been a costly victory. They've already lost 1 engine in qualifying here this weekend. And I'll tell you, unless that was just a lot of steam, or maybe something up at the top end of the engine that let go, they may have just lost their 2nd engine in about 24 hours. Here it comes across the line. The chute is not yet popped. He's going for victory. He pops the chute, and right after the chute came out, kaplooey! A lot of smoke, and now we're getting a preliminary report that it does look like it's an engine.
Tough luck for Mark Oswald. His crew has a job to do now to get that engine out and replaced with another one. But it did look like the engine blew on the car just as he crossed the finish line. Burnouts are something that occur before every race. Here's Marty Reed.
The burnout is done for several reasons. First off, to heat up the tires. These composition tires are made to run hot. Also, you want to lay down a new, fresh, hot piece of rubber. You can see how much rubber is actually built up here on the track. And what they're doing is backing up right over the very hot part of the track that they just laid down themselves. The burnout's very important to a good start at a drag race. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, as we get ready for our next race, it's going to be Dale Puldee against Gary Southern.
Yeah, Puldee will be in the right lane. You see the bright orange and yellow car. He's been very fast recently. Puldee, as a matter of fact, has the 3 quickest elapsed times in IHRA history, and all 3 of them were set at that last meet at Milan. He's down in the 5.6 area.
And a record 5.645. Dale Puldee from Granada Hills, California. He is 34 years of age and is in that bright red Pontiac Trans Am, the Miller Warrior.
And Californian Gary Southern, meanwhile, has made his first finals of this season, 1984. He does rank 10th in points, so this will be an opportunity for him to hold on to that top 10 position in the point standings. He'd really like to show well here against one of the real veterans and one of the real standout stars in the drag race.
Gary Southern from Los Angeles, California. Again, he'll be in the far lane against Dale Puldee in the Miller Warrior. Puldee has twice won the IHRA World Championship, both in 1977 and in 1982.
Yeah, Bob, and he keeps getting into the finals, but he hasn't been able to win yet in 1984. His real big nemesis in the last couple of years has been Kenny Bernstein, but he'll be going up against Southern here, and I'm sure that Puldee is pretty happy to look over to his left and see something other than a big red car over there.
Gary Southern moving his car into position. Set for our next race in these quarterfinals here at Cleves, Ohio, in the Pro Summer Nationals. Gary Southern, far lane, Dale Puldee, near lane.